When it comes to price to performance, iBUYPOWER is one of the most bang for your buck gaming PC brands. But we're going to share with you our full experience to help you decide if this specific build is right for you in this honest review of the iBUYPOWER Slate 9. This configuration that we have here for you comes with an AMD 7800X 3D CPU and the new AMD 9070 XT GPU. I'm going to quickly take you through the unboxing and what's included, gaming and creator benchmarks, design and build quality, the internals, thermals, fan noise, overall ease of use, pricing breakdowns, and comparing its price to performance ratios against the competition, and my overall top likes and dislikes. Even if you ultimately decide against this PC after anything that I say in this video, just keep watching because I'm also going to be sharing with you some alternative PCs that I recommend for every budget. I'll include links down below for all the products that I mentioned, as well as tag directly on this video or using a QR code if you're watching on a TV. I guarantee that by the end of this video, you will know if this PC is right for you or not. But if you still have any questions after watching this entire video, just shoot me a comment, and if you're publicly subscribed, I guarantee a personal response. All right, first, let's rewind back into the past real quick and check out what came in the box. First thing we got in here is a little reminder to keep the packaging. This is in case you need to return or take advantage of that warranty at any point in the future. Another thing included in this PC is a Chimera KM7 RGB keyboard and mouse combo. For being free, the quality and feel of both of these is honestly not bad. They also look pretty cool in the dark with all those RGB animations. Then inside this little bag, we've got a graphics card user manual, Wi-Fi antennas, a super beefy power cable, and a SATA cable. Then we've also got a piece of paper warning people that are new to PCs what you need to do before starting up the PC. Pretty basic for most of you watching this though. As far as the overall design, I'd say that this is one of my favorite iBUYPOWER PCs that I've seen yet. I really like the way they did these LED accent lines at the edge of the internals, as well as underneath that front glass triangle. At first glance, it does seem a bit counterintuitive to have half of the fans blocked by the glass, but once we spin around to the side, you can see that we do have a gap of about an inch between the fans and the glass. So this gives fans enough space to pull air in from the top and bottom vents. There's also a strip of side ventilation running up the backside to assist with that. The other three fans in this case are all exhaust. And these two at the top are actually part of our AIO liquid cooling system for the CPU. And for those of you new to PC gaming, this is the most important part of keeping your CPU cool. Using a liquid, this CPU cooling block takes the heat that's generated from the CPU and transfers it up through these tubes up into a 240mm radiator at the top where the heat is spread out and then blown out the top. This is crucial if you want optimal performance and an increased lifespan for your CPU. Just over to the right of our CPU, the RAM they include in this PC is T-Force Delta RGB DDR5 RAM at 5600 megahertz. We've got two 16GB sticks in here for a total of 32. And right here underneath the CPU is the SSD they include in this pre-built, which is a 1TB AGI, a brand that I'm actually not too familiar with. This is the main drive that the operating system and everything else is installed on. And when we tested this one, we got speeds of about 4800 megabytes per second read and almost 3000 write. This is about what I'd expect for a PC in this price range and is plenty fast for keeping game load times down. The star component of this PC though is this ASRock Steel Legend AMD Radeon 9070 XT GPU. Aside from it being one of my favorite GPU designs, it's also one of the most bang for your buck GPUs in existence right now. And I'm about to show you how incredibly powerful it is. And when I do, you're going to be pretty impressed that even by itself, it's only $740. Then underneath the GPU, they give you two more PCIe slots for any other expansion cards that you might want to add, as well as one more available SSD slot for additional high-speed storage. I really do appreciate when pre-builts use a motherboard like this that actually give you access to the other SSD slots without having to remove the GPU. The one included in this pre-built is an MSI Pro B650 VC Wi-Fi motherboard. Then swinging around to the back and removing the back panel, you can see that we do have somewhat messy cable management back here. On the right side, they give you two bays for 2.5-inch SATA SSDs for even more high-speed storage. Sadly, no traditional 3.5-inch mechanical hard drive drive brackets in the bottom left corner, even though there's plenty of room for at least 2. And lastly, in the bottom right, we've got a non-modular, high-power 850-watt power supply, which could technically power up to an NVIDIA 5080 GPU if you ever want to upgrade. For the ports on the top, we've got one USB-C, dedicated headphone and microphone jacks, 2 USB-As, and your power button. On the back, a flash BIOS button, an HDMI and display port that are connected directly to your motherboard. These you're only really going to use if your GPU isn't working properly. Then we've also got a 2.5G Ethernet port, 7 more USB-As and 1 more USB-C, connectors for your Wi-Fi antennas, and your 7.1 channel high-definition audio connectors. Then on the back of that 9060 XT GPU, 1 HDMI and 3 display ports. Now, as far as the software goes, the main program that you'll probably want to use with this one is an app called MSI Center. The most important section in this one is called User Scenario. This is where you're going to be able to control your fan profiles. During intense gaming, you're most likely going to want this extreme performance mode, which will give you louder and faster fans, but also better cooling when your PC starts to put out a lot more heat. And then within Mystic Light, you can customize your RGB animations for the case. Unfortunately, if you want to control the RGB for that keyboard and mouse, you're going to need to download and install a different program called Height Nexus. And then for those of you who like to overclock and fine-tune performance and other advanced settings, the BIOS in this PC does have a lot of options for you to tweak as well. Now, regarding the fan noise, these were our results after testing each of the main fan profiles in my studio, which is a much quieter than normal room with very minimal background noise. In quiet mode, it was about 42.2 decibels. And then during gaming in performance mode, it brought the fan noise up to about 45 decibels. Even though the fan noise was technically louder than average in both modes, the fans didn't really produce any irritatingly high or low pitches. And with your game sound on, you're most likely not even going to notice it. Now for the thermals of this PC, you can see in our thermal imaging time-lapse from computer off to full-on gaming that as usual, we do get some heat building up on the glass right next to the GPU. Taking off the glass panel and moving in closer, we can see a little bit more in detail where some of those hotter areas are. Thankfully, the majority of this heat did successfully escape out the back and top exhaust fans. The large majority of our testing was spent in actual gameplay though. These were our CPU temperatures for several different games at 1080p. Very cool overall, even though they were just slightly warmer on average than the other 2 PCs that we tested with very similar performance. And moving into 4K gaming, you can see that we also had satisfying temperatures for every game here as well. We're focusing on the GPU temperatures here because high resolution gaming puts a lot more pressure on the GPU and eases up on the CPU. You can see that the 9070 XT GPU in this PC was a lot cooler than that 5070 Ti in that CyberPower PC Gamer Supreme. Now for the performance and gaming benchmarks, and up next, the most important part of this review, the price to performance ratios. You might find these first creative benchmarks to be a bit underwhelming, but trust me, just wait until we get to the gaming section. For Cinebench R23, which simulates its 3D rendering power, we got a multi-core score of a little over 18,000. And putting it up next to a bunch of our other recent reviews, you can see that this is not the best PC for 3D rendering. That ABS Cyclone Aqua, which was quite a bit less expensive, actually performs better with its 14th Gen i7. And we got similar results in our other main 3D rendering benchmark as well. Our V-Ray performance score again is just below that much less expensive ABS Cyclone Aqua. And our last benchmark for creatives before we get into gaming is the DaVinci Resolve Puget benchmark. Here we got an impressive score of just a little over 9,000. And this actually finally beat that ABS Cyclone Aqua. This demonstrates that it actually performs decent when it comes to 4K editing. For 3D Mark, which is a pretty good benchmark used to predict a computer's overall gameability, we got an overall score of 24,630, which you can see is not bad for a sub $2,000 PC. But actual gaming benchmarks are probably what you guys care the most about. These were our average and 1% low FPS numbers that we got for several games at their highest preset settings at 1080p, 1440p, and 4K gaming resolutions. This is not bad considering that price, especially with the high graphics settings that we used. If you want a game at 4K though, you're gonna have to tame those graphics settings way down for games like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and Cyberpunk 2077. That'll be necessary to get those 1% FPS lows above 60 FPS. And then averaging all these games and comparing their overall numbers against the rest of our recent reviews, you can see that it performed very well for a sub $2,000 gaming PC. Now, as far as factoring in the price to performance of this PC, right now at the time of this recording, this PC sits starts at $1,800. And you can see that as we go from 1080p to 1440p to 4K gaming, it continues to move up the charts as a better and better deal when you consider its dollar per FPS ratio. The only one in the same price range that barely beats it is that AVGPC Whirlwind that I've been recommending all year. And speaking of that AVGPC, that's a pretty good segue into my other recommended PC section. I personally like the design of the iBUYPOWER Slate 9 a lot more, but at the same price of $1,800, that AVGPC is technically a better value because it performed just slightly better. If you need to be closer to $1,000, then I would go with this Skytech Shadow that I just recently reviewed with the 9060 XT GPU. You can see in the charts that it's not a good 4K gaming PC, but it was pretty decent for 1440p and 1080p. If you can actually afford more than this iBUYPOWER Slate 9, then I would go with this CyberPower Gamer Supreme for just over $2,300. You can see in the charts that you'll get about an 11% boost in FPS at 1080p on top of a much more appealing three-sided glass design. If you find some money in the couch and you can step it up to $3,000, then I would go for that CLX Set that I reviewed with the 9800 X3D and 5080 GPU. The best value top tier PC that we've tested though that's actually still available is surprisingly the Alienware Area-51. At 4K, it used to have the second best price to performance ratio behind the Skytech Prism 3 with the 5090, but it appears they decided to discontinue the Prism 3, so Alienware is back on top. For much more options in the mid-range to high-end categories, click up here in the corner to check out my top 20 recommended gaming PCs of the year. Overall, my least favorite things about this PC was its performance for 3D rendering and its slightly louder than average fans when cranked up in performance mode. My favorite things about this PC though, a pretty well thought out and unique design for a sub $2,000 gaming PC, its gaming performance, especially at 1440p and 1080p, and most importantly, its price to performance, which is one of the best that we've seen yet in this price range. If you do decide to purchase this PC or any of the others that I mentioned, then please remember to use my affiliate links in the comments and description below, or tag directly on this video, or using a QR code if you're watching on a TV, as I get a small commission at no cost to you for every single purchase made. And it's actually a major factor in keeping this channel going and getting better and better for you. I'd also like to personally thank all of my members for their monthly support of this channel. Also, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe with notifications turned on to stay up to date with all of my latest tech and gaming PCs. PC gaming is awesome, but please do not let it take over your life. What helps me mentally is getting outside, staying active, eating healthy, and spending more time with my family. Also, studies have shown that reading the Bible at least 4 times a week can massively boost your mental health, and I can attest to that. And if you're a little skeptical about the Bible, then check out the book or documentary, The Case for Christ.